Hello guys, welcome to the Game Hub. It has been 5 years since the release of The Witcher 3. The game is known to have won various awards, as well as it has managed to recommend itself as the leading role game of both 2013 and 2014. Some gamers can fairly name it as being one of the best RPG games. Despite the overwhelming success the game has got, the developers are in no hurry to disclose any information about the new part. That's why we're here. They do not want to share? No problem, we will get into it on our own. We are to try at least. Plus, we're going to refresh our memories about the previous part's franchise. We greatly need your support, guys, so please assist us with the promotion of this video. Do not hesitate to press the like button and share this video to your friends. We will appreciate it. And we're about to start. The Witcher. In 2007, Polish studio CD Projekt Red reported to have released their first game. Guess which one it was? You're right, this was The Witcher undoubtedly. The history is quite complicated. Initially, they planned to present the main hero to be an outsider Witcher, and if I remember that right, arm him with a sword and a shield. When the common sense finally prevailed, though I suppose it was Sapkowski himself who made an impact on this. In any case, at the time the first part of The Witcher was about to see the world, this appeared to be the one the lovers of Sapkowski's books were waiting for, both before and after its release. The Witcher received a great number of prestigious awards. For sure, it was recognized as the best RPG for PC 2 years in a row, 2006 and 2007. The best RPG of the year confidently entered the top 10. Some gamers even ranked it the first of the best games of 2007. What was remarkable about the first part? First of all, it was for the interesting and really twisted plot, with a very unexpected ending. It is harmonious and is developing smoothly at the beginning, then it rushes at a gallop at a wild pace. The role-playing system is performed at a high level. Geralt's role-playing is encouraged. Moreover, there are a lot of interesting dialogues and situations, both funny and terrifying. Talking about the graphics, we can say that it was on prestigious level taking into account the capacities of 2007. The Aurora engine drive was taken as the basis for writing of the Neverwinter Nights. Nevertheless, it was 80% redone. All fans of Sapkowski's creativity got unforgettable impressions. The game is full of familiar characters, plus it is the continuation of the Geralt and Company's adventures. The music was fantastic, so it remained in the subsequent games of the series. The Witcher was not a linear game. Counting on your actions and side selection, the ending could have been unexpected, as well as the various different events occurring during the gameplay. It was really rare at that time. Even today, it still retains its unicity. However, some drawbacks can be found in the game. Those are a small amount of equipment, especially armor, the same type of NPCs, a long loading time, fixed with further patches, but these are just trifles. The game became iconic and opened all the ways in the gaming industry for a small Polish studio. It was clear to everyone that The Witcher 2 was just about to come out. The Witcher 2: Assassins of Kings. This game has been expected for a very long time, and the Polish developers managed to meet the expectations. Redesigned combat systems and graphics were very demanding on hardware for their time. All the outstanding features presented in the first part were transferred to the second, perhaps with the exception of originality. The Witcher 2, although it added gloss, but lost something natal. In terms of the bloodlust of the combat systems and love affairs, The Witcher 2 has become a game for an older audience. A large number of weapons and armor have been added to the game. The ability to craft has been improved and much more. Despite the sense that the game was missing something, it surpassed the first part by a rank. Non-linearity has reached a new level. Now the player's actions would further change the world and the gameplay itself. At the end of the first chapter, you can choose a side, and thus first get a completely unique chapter for each side, thus getting a significant impact on the rest of the game. We can talk a lot about the advantages of the game, but for the most part, it would be listing of the qualities from the first part. Gamers are known to have reached dozens and thousands of playing hours of The Witcher 2, many of those replays of the first part, and were impatiently waiting for the ending of the series. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. To say that this game has shaken up the gaming community is like staying modestly silent. Witcher 3 made a strong rustle even before its premiere. After all, the third part was predicted to achieve the Game of the Year award, as it was popularly called one of the best RPGs in history. So it's like that. The developers generously fed the world's community with first-class trailers and gameplay descriptions. By the way, about $25 million was spent on marketing, despite the fact that $15 million were spent on the development of the game itself. And finally, on May 19, 2015, we were able to enjoy the presence of the expected The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. It's useless to say anything. The game has obviously become a hit across the board. An excellent plot, wonderful mini-games, a stunning surrounding world, the ability to choose and actually influence the plot, elaborated side quest, details, and much more. Well, now we're getting into the most important topic of the video, the new part of the franchise. The release date, as you can understand, is unknown. It will be at least a couple years more before we hear anything about the next game in the series. The active development of The Witcher 3 stage took 3.5 years, and to date, there's no evidence that the fourth Witcher is even planned to be developed. CD Projekt co-founder Marcin Iwiński said that the work on the fourth Witcher is not underway and the situation will not change in the nearest future. In an interview with Eurogamer, he spoke a little more categorically. That's all. In the near future, there will be no Witcher, if there will be one at all. The developers of the franchise are known to plan to release 2 AAA-class games by the end of 2021, one of which is Cyberpunk 2077. This information was confirmed by the moderator of the official CD Projekt forum. It is unlikely that the second game will be a new part of the Geralt saga. We are more or less sure of this. As far as the news is concerned, we shall start with a good one. Despite everything we've heard prior to the release of the game, Geralt doesn't seem to be that clear. "We are neither killing this world nor leaving it," said Iwiński, "but sure thing we are eager to make the grand game finale." He noted and teased the fans by adding, "Geralt is possible to appear in the sequences. The more White Wolf, the better." In an interview with the Polish financial portal of Strefein Westro, Kicinski stated several times that the Witcher series itself has always been viewed by them as a trilogy, but in the future they will release in one form or another a new game in this world. This statement appeared in translation on the Reset Era forum in November 2017. In July 2018, Kicinski, in a talk with Bankier, confirmed that the new Witcher is about to appear, but it will definitely not be called The Witcher 4. Even if you missed to squeeze all the monsters dry for their blood and rummage through all the points on the roadmap in the main game and its additions, a point was put in the story of Geralt. There are several different endings, but regardless of the outcome, a very tiny loophole for the new full-fledged adventure of the White Wolf is left. However, Sapkowski has many other interesting characters that could become the protagonist of a new game. In 2020, the developers gave us a hint, informing that in the future, if a game takes place, they would like to return to the story of Ciri. It is predictable. We admire Geralt, but in the finale of the Blood and Wine edition, The Witcher is about to go on a well-deserved rest. The Witcher world is rich in characters which can get a leading role in the new adventures, while Ciri seems to be the candidate. Or, what is better, we could play another new Witcher, complete the trial of herbs with him. We realize in the course of teaching young Witchers, many of them die, but what a plot potential is hidden in here. Or we could travel back 1,500 years in the past and witness the conjugation of the spears, a cataclysm after which all the monsters appeared in the world of The Witcher. However, these are just the most obvious options, the tip of the iceberg, thinking about the most likely development lines of the fourth game. We have made up our minds to predict the future of the new part, and alas, our forecasts are still disappointing. After the scandal surrounding the terrible state of Cyberpunk 2077 during the release, others followed. The game was withdrawn from the PS Store, CD Projekt's Red shares collapsed, and in the end, the studio was hacked by hackers who stole the source code of several games. It will take a long time for game makers to recover. Fixing Cyberpunk, releasing planned editions, regaining the trust of fans. The difficulties the pandemic has brought by will only slow down this process. If CD Projekt had any plans to tackle the new Witcher immediately after the release of Cyberpunk, they would now have to be postponed. We would not wait for a new AAA game from the studio in the next 3 to 4 years. To sum everything up, I would like to say that such successful franchises simply cannot end in 3 sequels. The CD Projekt will definitely release a new one, but we should give them some time. Dear friends, we greatly need your support. Do hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. What is more important, we are determined to find out your opinions about the new part of The Witcher. Thank you for watching. See you soon.